What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Game Developers Club. We're going to hop right into it here, and I'm going to go into our Unity editor. Last week we left off on creating our swimming. We got that implemented, but it's still very buggy, and it's not anywhere near its final form where it needs to be. But one thing I was going to do today is I was going to adjust our terrain a little bit so it'll allow us to move around a little more freely in our world. So let's hop into Unity and let's start plugging away. Let's make this terrain a little more real. So we're just going to hide our water for now. And let's go into our terrain. And let's take it. Actually, you know what? Let's take everything in our entire scene. And let's just move it up for now. Then we're going to end up moving our terrain farther down. Actually, I'm going to go the other way. I'm going to move everything down and move the terrain up a little bit higher. So let's go on our terrain. Let's grab it. And let's just start raising everything. Make sure it's got nice high values. We'll build this up a little bit. Because this way, when we go to debug our swimming, it'll allow us to kind of actually see. It'll feel like we're actually in water versus having versus the way it was where we just fall on the ground. We were walking on the ground and you can never really tell. Welcome. So I'm just going to build it up a little bit here, make it a little taller. And this will also be sort of our starting zone. This will be like our raft zone, and we'll go over some of the stuff on that today. Talk about a little bit of the implementations. Got a little high there, so let's bring it down. It's probably a good height to start. You can bring up these little peaks here. It's a bummer too, because I did this last week after the meeting, and then I forgot to save it. But you know, this isn't very technical stuff here. We're just raising the terrain. Bring this up here. Also, one thing we want to do is we're gonna go around this edge, and we're gonna raise up all this terrain. I won't do that now, but we'll raise up all that terrain to kind of, so when we are swimming, we'll look around and it won't feel like we can just look out forever. We'll see that eventually. Let's look that up a little bit. Just turn our water back on and let's put it in the right position. About there. Make sure our water collider is in a good spot too. Okay. Player's probably also way down somewhere. We should be. One thing I'm going to do is I'm going to smooth out the side here of our terrain. Grab the smooth brush. Oh, I painted it on brush. Smooth brush. I'll just smooth this down a little bit. This will give us sort of a nice kind of a little more of a beach feel. I'm just going to actually lower it a little bit. Like so. Okay, now we'll move around. We got like a little beach. We got a little pool here. And we jump in the water and we should just fall like a rock to the ground. Yeah, but see, he's trying to swim, but he weighs too much, so he can only get to an even spot. Okay, so that's kind of where we left off. It looks a little bit better than it did last time. So we're gonna leave it there for now for Unity. We're gonna do some stuff on the board. We're gonna talk about some stuff. So let's switch it over. All right. Okay, so we got some new, fresh faces today. So for these guys here for the first time, welcome. Welcome to the Game Developers Club. Let's kind of talk about a little brief overview of where we're at. So we're making this non-violent adventure game. We're going to walk around this world. We're going to find stuff. We're going to have sort of these puzzle-like collection systems we're going to have to do. And that's going to be the base of our game. It's like I said, it's going to be non-violent, so we're not worrying about any fighting mechanics. it's going to be more along the lines to where if you get caught and then you're going to get reverted back. Not a stealth game, but it's going to sort of play like a stealth game in the sense that if you do get caught, that's sort of how you lose the level, or per se. So on that note, I was thinking we jump into just kind of where we should be. Let me bring up real quick. Here's what we did last week, maybe a week and a half ago. We went over some of the things we're going to find on each island. So let's just start with that. Let's go with Island 1. We're going to draw a little fake map of Island 1, and we're going to go over kind of what is, where we're going to find things on that map, and sort of how we're going to get through it, right? So we'll draw sort of, let's just pretend this is Island 1, right? So we got main island is going to be like up there somewhere, so don't worry about that. Now let's think about where we're going to place things. So our character's going to start somewhere, right? Let's just say that this maybe is like the beach, and our main island, right, is back up there. So maybe this will be our starting beach. We can start in this corner or something like that. This will be like a little inlet there. And so we can start here. So we're going to find these things throughout the island, right? So logs and paneling. I was kind of thinking about this the other day. I don't think that we should be finding trees. Maybe find dead trees, because we don't have anything to chop down a tree with, right? And we can make it very fake, like the whole game is going to be very made up, right? So we could just chop down a tree with our bare hands. But I think it'd be better if we found dead wood.
Sure, like driftwood, sort of?
Oh, that'd be good. I wasn't even thinking driftwood. I was thinking just trees that have fallen down, but that would be maybe more sense.
Both, yeah.
Sure, okay, so we're going to need to find, let's just say 4. We'll put 4 pieces of buildable wood throughout this first little level. Where do you guys think they would be? So the first one could be driftwood. So we have like one floating in the water up here. I'll mark it differently. I guess we should have some kind of indicator for what's what, right? So we'll call this wood rope power string. Okay. So this will be, we'll have a piece of wood here, put a W. Where else do you guys want to find wood at? Wood for our raft, right? So if you guys are kind of confused right now, we're going to build, we want to find all these components. Up here we got Island 1. We're going to find these components to build a raft. We're going to build this raft, and it's going to get us from our starting island to our main island. And then we're eventually going to sort of upgrade this raft even farther, and that's how we're going to eventually get to our home, or finish the game, per se. So on this first island, where do we want to find, where else do we find wood? We got the driftwood, I think that's good.
You could find some fallen trees like in the middle of the forest. Like you want to combine those two.
Okay, yeah, maybe there's a little foresty area over on the side here. And then we can have another piece of wood hidden over there. Maybe we have like some high rises somewhere, right? Like a mountain here and a mountain here. Maybe not mountain, but maybe like, little pillars of some sort that you have to kind of jump along. And then maybe on top of this high up pillar, find another piece of wood. What else do you guys think? We got to think, we're trying to keep this in a way where it's sort of a puzzle, right? We want this to feel like, well, really any adventure game that is out there. There's so many. I'm sure you guys have probably played adventure games before.
Should you be able to like swim to get a piece of wood? Like you have to enter?
Sure. Yeah, we can do that. We can say there's like a little island off here, maybe. Out over there, we got a piece of wood. You have to go get it. That'll have this island will have like a little beach on it as well.
Maybe that's where you first encounter the whatever kind of creatures are in the sea. Like
Sure.
You gotta get past one of them.
Walrus? Is that what you decided on?
Those or something.
Yeah.
Something like that.
We have written down somewhere. That's
Yeah.
okay. We can go like that. But yeah, exactly. Right. You'll see one, maybe just one swimming back and forth, right? And it just paths back and forth, and you gotta wait for it to pass, and then that's when you know you can go, and it'll be pretty easy. But this is our starting world, so we don't want anything to be overly difficult for the player to get to.
Yeah.
Okay, so all right, we got 4 pieces of wood there. That's good. What do you guys think about our rope. We could find rope somewhere, or we're also saying maybe some vines. Maybe we could find a vine here, and hey, maybe we could find a vine also in the woods somewhere, or maybe we could find.
Hanging off the trees. Maybe you have to climb a tree to get it.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Would that work?
Yeah, we could figure something out. Maybe not actually climb a tree exactly, but maybe there's a hill and a tree hanging over it that you can collect it from that point. So, okay. So we can we'll definitely keep, this will be like our woods area. So, I'm sure you're like, what the heck are you guys doing on the board? So we're going over sort of how it's gonna play out as sort of a puzzle on just our first island. So this is just a mock-up of our first island. So far we have 4 pieces of wood that we're gonna find. First one's gonna be, we're gonna have kind of floating in the water. We're gonna have another one, these little circles with pluses on them, that's just an increase, kind of a plateau. Now with little plateaus, you have to jump up to another piece of wood. Another piece of wood will be in this kind of foresty area. Maybe it'll be hilly and kind of just won't be really easy to see, but it's pretty obvious to get to. And the fourth one we were thinking maybe just another mini island off the side. And now we're talking about we're talking about our ropes or vines. So we could also put rope. We could put rope somewhere. What do you guys think?
Did you get it off of your plane wrap?
Yeah, pretty much put near where you're starting to indicate like just like you go find things.
Okay. I wish we had more colors. We don't. Okay, so let's just say we have like our plane. This is gonna be like the worst drawing on the plane. Should be better at this. I used to work at an airport. I don't know. I don't even know what a plane looks like, right? So we got our plane here, kind of crashed. It's burning. Maybe still burning. We have some smoke coming out of it. So yeah, we could definitely find our rope there. I'm gonna change this to an R instead of a V. Yeah, for rope. Should we have any other options for ropes, do you guys think?
It could be like an old abandoned like shack that has some rope in it.
Okay. That'd be kind of do that. You could have
Like up
where
in that other
do you think
corner.
the shack should be at?
Like up in the other corner where nothing else is.
This guy?
Yeah.
Okay. Make me draw these things. I'm the worst person in the world at drawing stuff. That's your shack.
Oh yeah.
Maybe find a rope in there. All right, so let's move on. We got a lot of ropes now. We'll have some wood. We could also, this is again not in any terms or any way whatsoever set in stone. So we can it's always have to change. Let's think about our power source now. We're kind of toying around the idea of having our companion be our power source. So our companion's gonna find us immediately in the game, right? We wake up with our companion, or should it be something we have to go off and find?
I think it'd be cool if like it was almost like a cutscene, like with the watch. You press it and then it comes up.
Okay, we could do something like that. But then again, is that going to put us at the beginning of? Is that going to be happening right at the beginning? Do you think, Matt, or do you think that's going to happen at some other point in time throughout the level?
I was thinking that'd be like the beginning, like the first thing he does is he looks for his little companion bot.
Okay, maybe he wakes up and he walks maybe that far. Once he passes out of that zone, when we have this cutscene play.
Or do you want to maybe the companion runs off into the woods after something? Like I don't know what. Maybe
Oh, yeah, we
find
can do that.
something, and you have to go after it. I don't know what, but.
Yeah, we can do that. I think that if we do that, we'd want to change the location of these two things, right? So you're going to the woods first, and then you plateau.
Good.
So we can kind of find our companion right away. But okay, so that doesn't really solve our. So should we then just make our companion be our power source? I think it'd be cool if we found something, maybe have our companion power it in some way.
Maybe like a motor from the plane wreck. Maybe like a turbine.
Okay, yeah, like a turbine fan, you can maybe pull it out of an engine
Maybe.
and then spin it somehow. That's how planes fly, right?
Sure.
Okay, we'll put P for power source, also in plane. Okay. Should we have to do something to be able to access this plane? Or should it just be there? Should we have to go and maybe get some sort of tool to take it apart? Or should we have to go through something to find it?
We find a bucket and fill it with water so you can put the fire out and go inside.
Okay, yeah, we can do that. It's initially on fire, and you have to find a way to put out the fire. I like that. Okay, well, I'll just leave it on fire then. That's cool. I'm glad that worked out well.
Seems like if he's gonna be a robot guy, he would already have tools, maybe in his hands or something, to take stuff apart. Like if he needs a screwdriver.
It's true.
He needs a screwdriver.
He can do that, that's fine, but I think that we still want to put the plane out. We don't want the plane to be on
Yeah.
fire.
Well, yeah.
But maybe he has a way to just scoop up water with his hands or something. It's steampunk, right? It's all water based. Okay, what about some form of steering rod? Again, we can do that with the plane. That could also be